Qualifying races at the Meadows for Wednesday, June 8th. First 12 on the 20-race qualifying card for 2-year-olds. First 2-year-old event for Philly Pacers. Number 1, Flamtastic by Jenna's Beach Boy, trained and driven by Ray Paver. Number 2, My Quick Philly, trained by Charlene Dufford, driver Bruce Dufford by I Am a Fool. Number 3, Real Dixie by Real Artist, trained and driven by Bobby Rouget. Number 4, Rock That Look by All American Native, trained by Jason Shaw, the driver Chris Shaw. Number 5, Sanctity Hanover by Dragon Again, trained by Dan Altmeyer, the driver Mike Wilder. Number 6, Ain't Got a Lot On by Real Desire, trained by Ron Burke, the driver Dave Pallone. Number 7, Carib by Yankee Cruiser, trained and driven by David Brickle. Second qualifying racetrack, fast temperature 75 degrees. This one for 2-year-old colt trotters. Number 1, Diesel Chip by Chip Chip Hooray, trained and driven by Rick Beinhauer. Number 2, Armed Dangerously by Cash Hall, trained and driven by Tom Houghton. Number 3, Who Took Sam by Victory Sam, trained and driven by Ray Paver. Number 4, Broadway Speed by Broadway Hall, trained and driven by Marty Wollum. Number 5, Kid Formula by Cincinnati Kid, trained by Ron Burke, the driver Dave Pallone. Number 6, Baron by Anastasia Baron, trained and driven by Bill Doherty Jr. Third 2-year-old qualifier, this one for Philly Pacers. Number 1, Michaela by Western Ideal, trained and driven by Tom Houghton. Number 2, Sharkest Breeze by Nuclear Breeze, trained by Ray Sims, the driver Brad Provost. Number 3, Love of Liberty by Dragon Again, trained and driven by Ray Paver. Number 4, Royal House by Western Terror, trained by Bruce Regal, the driver Eric Ledford. Number 5, Red Hot Scarlet by Art Escape, trained by Dan Altmeyer, the driver Mike Wilder. Number 6, Sand Latte by Real Desire, trained and driven by Ty Loy. Number 7, Destiny's Chance by 4 Stars Shark, trained by Ron Burke, the driver Dave Pallone. Fourth qualifier, this one for 2-year-old Philly Trotters. Number 1, Upfront Bye Bye by Cantab Hall, trained and driven by Bill Zent. Number 2, Candy and Club by Pegasus Spur, trained and driven by Dean Collins. Number 3, Delhi's Jewel by Tagliabue, trained by Ray Sims, the driver Dick Stillings. Number 4, South Beach Princess by Muscles Yankee, trained by Greg Wright, the driver Will Yoder. Number 5, Art Song Hanover by Donato Hanover, trained by Dan Altmeyer, the driver Mike Wilder. Number 6, Mariko Hanover by Cantab Hall, trained and driven by Marty Wollum. Number 7, Cannot Tell a Lie by Glide Master, trained by Boots Dunn, the driver Brian Zent. Once again, track fast, temperature 75 degrees. Fifth qualifier for 2-year-old Philly Pacers, number 1 DVC It's an Attitude by Magical Mike, trained and driven by David Brickle. Number 2, Fit to Romp by Art Escape, trained by Ron Burke, the driver Dave Pallone. Number 3, Heavenly Dio by Tell All, trained by Jeff Cox, the driver Greg Grismore. Number 4, Fantail Hanover by No Pan Intended, trained and driven by Marty Wollum. Number 5, Sarah Diamond by All American Native, trained by Dan Altmeyer, the driver Mike Wouter. Number 6, Sand Terran by Real Desire, trained and driven by Ty Loy. And number 7, Girl with a Grin by Grin from Ear to Ear, trained and driven by Ray Paver. Sixth qualifier for 2-year-old Colt Trotters, number 1 Sharpshooter G by Broadway Hall, trained by Boots Dunn, the driver Brian Zent. Number 2 Can Do by Cantab Hall, trained and driven by Ray Paver. Number 3 Super Mac Dean by BJ's Superstar, trained by Rich Gillock, the driver Dick Stillings. Number 4 Broadway Laddie by Broadway Hall, trained and driven by Marty Wollum. Number 5 Rockin' Jesse by Jailhouse Jesse, trained by Ron Burke, the driver Dave Pallone. Number 6, MM's Yankee by Malabar Millennium, trained and driven by Bill Doherty Jr. 7th qualifier for 2-year-old Colt Pacers number 1 Papa Ray by Village Jolt, trained and driven by Ernie Massey Jr. Number 2 Millie Willie by Village Jolt, trained by Dana Mock, the driver Spencer Carrig. Number 3 Late Night Terror by Western Terror, trained by Dan Altmeyer, the driver Mike Wilder. Number 4 Clonopan by No Pan Intended, trained by Ron Burke, the driver Dave Pallone. Number 5 Dalton Hanover by the Ponderosa, trained by Bob Kernitsky, the driver Eric Ledford. Number 6 TR Kilowatt Sam by Kilowatt, trained by Ron Burke, the driver Tony Hall. And number 7 Danger High Joltage by Village Jolt, trained by Don Lark Jr., the driver Brian Zent. Two-year-old filly trotters in the 8th racetrack, fast temperature 75. Number 1 Niblick Hanover by Andover Hall, trained and driven by Ray Paver. Number 2 Desired Outcome by Tom Ridge, trained by Boots Dunn, the driver Brian Zent. Number 3 Barefoot Brook by Cantab Hall, trained by Boots Dunn, the driver Bill Zent. Number 4 Puttin' on the Chips by Chip Chip Hooray, trained and driven by Fred Huber. Number 5 Knockout Doll by Andover Hall, trained by Greg Wright, the driver Greg Wright Jr. Number 6 Taylor Jean by Cantab Hall, trained by Dan Altmeyer, the driver Mike Wilder. Number 7 Lima Blue by Cantab Hall, trained and driven by Marty Wollum. Ninth qualifier for 2-year-old Colt Pacers, number 1 Struther by Yankee Cruiser, trained by Don Lark Jr., the driver Bill Popio. Number 2 Jacob's Magic by Nuclear Breeze, trained by Ray Sims, the driver Eric Ledford. Number 3 Crazy Luck by Luck of the Gold, trained by Jeannie Rastetter, the driver Ron Harvey. Number 4 Let's Cruise by Yankee Cruiser, trained by Bob Krenitsky Jr., the driver Brian Zent. Number 5 Pan's Dire Au Revoir by No Pan Intended, trained by Ron Burke, the driver Dave Pallone. Number 6 Gypsy Colors by Real Artist, trained by Rich Gillock, the driver Dick Stillings. Qualifying race number 10 for 2-year-old Colt Trotters, number 1 Stone Valley by SJ's Caviar, trained by John Kreiser, the driver Corey Kreiser. Number 2 Tangram by Chip Chip Hooray, trained and driven by Greg Wright. Number 3 Oscars Hall by Cantab Hall, trained by Bruce Regal, the driver Ernie Danks Jr. Number 4 Collective Effort by Glide Master, trained by Boots Dunn, the driver Brian Zent. Number 5 Funny Photo by Classic Photo, trained by Rich Gillock, the driver Dick Stillings. Number 6 War Cry Hall by Cash Hall, trained by Ron Burke, the driver Dave Pallone. Number 7 Bob and Bobby by Andover Hall, trained and driven by Bill Doherty Jr. 11th qualifying race at the Meadows for June 8th. This one for 2-year-old colt pacers. Number 1, Babe's I Scoot by I Scoot Hanover, trained by Ron Burke, the driver Dave Pallone. Number 2, Matta Cardle by McArdle, trained by Rich Gillock, the driver Dick Stillings. Number 3, Chicago Hanover by Dragon Again, trained by Bruce Regal, the driver Mike Wilder. Number 4, Blue Ridge Dancer by Real Desire, trained and driven by Ty Loy. Number 5, JW Racer by McArdle, trained by Kent Sherman, the driver Eric Ledford. Number 6, Summer Foolery by I Am a Fool, trained by Jason Shaw, the driver Chris Shaw. Twelfth qualifying race, final one of the day for 2-year-olds. This one for colt pacers. Number 1, Big Pulse by Quick Pulse Mindale, trained by Jeff Cox, the driver Greg Grismore. Number 2, Come On Buzz Off by Real Desire, trained and driven by Ray Paver. Number 3, Narragansett by Rock and Roll Hanover, trained by Kent Sherman, the driver Eric Ledford. Number 4, Art Money by Real Artist, trained by Ron Burke, the driver Dave Pallone. Number 5, Power Share by All American Native, trained by Jason Shaw, the driver Chris Shaw. And number 6, Top of the Mark by Western Terror, trained by Rich Gillock, the driver Dick Stillings.